Hi everybody, we have brand new Merit Solo Shadows, but these ones have a pearlescent finish. I've mentioned on my channel before my love of the Merit Solo Shadows. They come in such gorgeous shades and they're so easy to use, one and done cream to powder formula, but they were all matte. And when Merit reached out and let me know that they were extending the line, except these ones were going to have a beautiful finish to them, calling them the Sheens, I was so excited. So they did send over 3 of the 6 new shades, and I'm really excited to show them to you. Quickly want to show you the difference in the packaging. The new ones, called the Sheens, have a silver cap and it's clear on the outside so you can see the shade inside, and the matte ones have a gold cap and an opaque exterior. So this is what they look like. This is gorgeous. I think it's beautiful and I love that you can see inside. Here are the 3 beautiful shades that they sent over to me. The first one here is called Iris. It's a soft plum. Here we have Glacé, a soft rose. Gorgeous, beautiful on the eyelid. And this one here is Sartorial, which is a bronze. And they have a very thin texture. They're not heavy and thick at all. I'll put up some photos of the other 3 shades that are available. It's Matchbook, a soft burgundy, Palladium, a warm silver, and Surrealism, a gold. They all look great. I wish I had all 6. And I also want to quickly add a swatch of one of the matte shades called Vachetta. For me, mostly, I just wanted to feel the difference in the formula. They both feel very thin, very light, and glide on very easily. This is Vachetta, the only one I have right now because the other one that I love, Mid-Century, dried out on me. This is a matte shade that you could obviously pair with these very easily, but today we're going to concentrate on the Sheens. I did want to mention also that in the matte shade, you have to make sure you hear that click once you close the cap. If you don't, the formula will dry out. But what I noticed on the new ones is I don't hear that click. So I'm not sure if there's something in here that prevents them from drying out or not. Obviously something different in the formula that they wouldn't include that extra click to make sure it's sealed so it doesn't dry out. But I did want to point that out. But for good measure, always just make sure that they're closed really well. I want to start with Sartorial, this gorgeous shade right here. It is so beautiful. And I'm going to use a Merit shadow brush, which they also sent over, and I'm so thankful for. And I'm going to dip into here, and I'm going to just get this all over the lid. So these are meant to be worn alone as one and dones, or you can layer them for more dimension. You could add a very thin layer, or you can build them up to intensify them. I'm just going to do one layer here. Oh, that's gorgeous. So these have a sheen to them, a pearlescence, but they're not sparkly. There's no sparkle. And they're just so smooth. They glide on. They don't feel heavy. They're very thin. And I'm just going to work it out on the outer part of my eye here. Just kind of pull it out just a little bit. And I think I'm going to take my finger and just kind of blend out the edges. Doesn't really need it because it kind of does it on its own. So pretty. So these are the same kind of cream to powder formula. You have a little bit of playtime with them, but then they dry down and they do not move, just like the matte ones. How pretty is that? And then you have the light reflecting off of that sheen, that pearlescence. Again, not a sparkle, just a gorgeous eye. How easy was that? Well, one and dones are supposed to be easy. As much as I love the matte ones, and believe me, I love a matte eye, sometimes you just want a little extra something, and you can add something like this. How pretty. I'm going to take the smaller end of the brush, dip into Sartorial again, and I am going to just lightly line my lash line. And now if you wanted to, you could build on this color, and I am going to do that just along the lash line, just to give it a little bit of definition along there. And it looks like you have liner on, but you don't. I'll just smooth this out a little bit. And there we go. Gorge. Gorge, gorge, gorge. I'm going to do the same thing on this eye, but this time I'm going to use this plummy shade called Iris. I'm just going to clean off this brush because this brush works so well with these shadows, and it's small enough to get into that pot. You know, because one thing I do find with these is that if you have long fingernails, it's sometimes a little bit hard to get in there and pick up the product to apply it to your eyes. So it's nice to have a little brush like this that you can use with these. Love this. I don't know why I hadn't picked it up until now. Really great tool for these shadows for sure. All right, let's start applying to this eye. And by the way, my eyelids, I have concealer on and I have powdered, and these apply very easily over powder, so you don't have to worry about that. These are so smooth, so smooth. And I'm really loving this shade as well. Gorgeous. I'm going to do the same thing, kind of flick it out a little at the edge. I'm going to take my finger just like I did on the other side and just work out the edges here, just in case. Make sure they're nice and soft. And I wanted to get these on side by side so you can see the difference between the shade. Definitely a more bronzy leaning, more smoky kind of eye here. This one is that plum and a little bit lighter than sartorial. I also want to build this one along my lash line, just to get it a little bit darker and build that color along the lash line. I love that you can do that with these. And now with the third shade, Glacé, it's stunning, okay? I want to start building on these looks. So I'm gonna take the smaller end, and the first thing I'm gonna do is add it to this inner corner here. Taking the small side of the brush, perfect for this. And I want to brighten up right here. Gorgeous. I'm going to do the same on this eye. Just a little pop right here. So pretty. Love it. Now the other thing I would like to do is take a flat brush and go into Glacé, and I just want to add it just to the center of the lid. And we get that brightness there. See that? Oh my goodness. So that just adds another something to this eye. Beautiful. I want to do the same to the other side. Just right at the lash line and in the center of the lid. And now we have completely different looks just by adding that Glacé shade just right in the center and in the inner corner. So pretty. It just brightens everything up and gives it that extra little something. Okay, I'm going to finish these eyes off with some mascara. I did post in my community tab that I had a little mishap with an eyelash curler, and I ripped out this portion of my eyelashes. There are a few stragglers just hanging on for dear life, so it might look a little bit weird on this eye. I don't feel like putting falsies on, and I don't know if falsies would actually really go with this look, or looks, I should say. Okay, I'm going to do my best. Do my best with the mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay, well, mascara's done, and this is as good as this eye's gonna get. I really hope they grow back quickly. Anyway, let's talk about these shadows. I love them. I think they are the perfect complement to the existing matte line. I think they're stunning, very easy to work with, just like the original line, and they build on each other beautifully. They're nice and thin. They don't feel heavy on your eyelid. You can get a really nice dimensional look with them. You can use 3 of them together. You can just use one all over your lid. I love them. So easy. This one, this darker one, I can see for definitely for a night out. This lighter one, Iris, the plum one, I would lean to for more daytime, but I love them both. The glacé shade is gorgeous and also gorgeous all over the lid just on its own with a little bronzer in the crease. So, so good. And this little brush too. I love this thing. I love that it's dual-ended. I know some people don't like dual-ended brushes, but this smaller end here is so perfect for the inner corner. And on this side, picks up just the right amount and just glides right on. It's perfect. It fits perfectly. Anyway, this is a really good one if you haven't tried it yet. So the Sheens formula get an A+ for me. They're gorgeous. And like I said, very long lasting. This is not going anywhere. Nowhere. That is it. That is all for this video. I really hope you found it helpful. As always, thank you so, so much for watching. Do subscribe down below if you haven't already. That would be amazing. Next video coming up will be my Sephora sale recommendations, so stay tuned for that. And I will see you in the next one, hopefully. Bye.